Having a good credit score is key if you want some of life's must-haves, a car, home, or even a credit card. According to the U.S. Commerce Department, the economy expanded by 2.5% for the first 3 months of the year, but consumers aren't shelling out the cash as much as they once were. One factor, they just don't have the cash to shell out, or their credit score needs to secure a loan. So I did a little digging to find out how you can improve those three little numbers that can make a big difference.
If you're like millions of Americans always relying on your next paycheck or you're in debt, chances are you're keeping a close eye on this number, your credit score. So how do you know where you stand? First, you'll need to grab your credit report. If you want to see your actual score, you'll have to pay a small fee, but without paying a fee, you can still check out annualcreditreport.com and print your credit report. Next, make sure it's accurate.
There was a study recently that said that 1 in 5 people have misinformation on their credit reports. So it's a definite possibility. You know, that's 20% of people that have credit reports could have misinformation.
And if there's something wrong,
it's important to dispute those items. A lot of times it's a clerical error, it's a mistake at the credit reporting agency. It could be indicative of identity theft, though.
Juliana Harris with the South Carolina Department of Consumer Affairs says consumers should not apply for more credit while they're trying to rebuild.
Hard inquiries are when we, apply for a credit card, a loan, and if you're doing that a lot, it's indicative that you might have an unstable financial situation going on.
Ultimately, your credit score is your ability to pay debts over the next 90 days. Here's a breakdown of the 5 factors that determine your credit score and their impact. Number 1 factor, payment history. Pay debt on time and in full. Second, the balance you owe versus your available credit. Keep credit balances below 50%. Next, your credit history. How long your accounts have been open. The longer your accounts have been open, the higher the score. The type of credit you have open. A good mixture of auto loans, leases, credit cards, and mortgages is best. Too many credit cards is not a good thing. And lastly, the number of recent inquiries that have been made by creditors. Loan officer Bill Oliver recommends if you've maxed out credit cards, try to pay them down. Don't close them.
If you have a $5,000 credit card and you owe $5,000, there are different trigger points. And you want to get the balance down to 70% of the balance, okay? Or down to 50% and down to 30%. You never want to close a credit card, okay? Don't ever do it, okay? The more available credit you have, the better.
When it comes to credit cards, Oliver says there are other ways to boost your score.
We ask them to increase their credit limits every 6 months. Ask the credit card companies to increase the limits without charging any additional money.
But what if your account has gone into collections?
A lot of people go ahead and try to pay off collections. That thinks they're going to boost their credit score. If you pay it off, it's still going to show paid. And the collection's still going to be there, so you see very little movement.
If you do seek professional credit repair services, the Consumer Affairs Department can help in order to avoid being scammed.
And credit counselors are licensed by our department, so if you ever want a list of licensed credit counselors, then you can look on our website or call the agency.
Great resources to help rebuild your financial future. In Columbia, Janet Parker, WACH Fox News.
Well, we have links to those resources Harris mentions, as well as the 5 factors that impact your credit on our website. There's also a direct link if you'd like to get a copy of your annual credit report. You can just log on to our website, midlandsconnect.com, and click on this story.